What up, y'all? It's your man Abuamerican back with the Halal Bad Boy Show. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. What's good, people?
What up, y'all?
Oh, I got that open in another window. Let me close that up real quick. Oh, man. Got an interesting one today. I was sent a Reddit post. And I'm going to read you guys this Reddit post. It's madness. It really is. Just the stuff that brothers have to go through. They don't really have to go through, but they put themselves through. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Let's just get right into this. I'm going to go ahead and get this sharing screen stuff going on. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Adil. Share screen. Chrome tab. There we go. Bink. All right, here we go. Mismatched libidos. I'm just so disappointed just reading this right off the bat. I mean, this is just sad and pathetic. And I got some beef with the moderators also, but I didn't get into beef with them, but it's just like they're a bunch of suckers too. Believe it or not, no, it's easy to believe. Forums like this with this whole Reddit and whatnot, this is what keeps people in miserable marriages. Anyway, let's read this guy's stuff. Mismatched libidos solutions. Salam alaikum. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about this post, especially the first part. I really need to talk. It isn't easy. So first of all, a little rant. I'm sorry about that. I know it's not agreeable, but I have it on my heart for quite some time now. Most of the time, men seem to have higher needs for sex than women. There are exceptions to that, of course, with women having higher libido than men. People generally deny that men and women have different needs, I suppose that's supposed to be. But what totally angers me is that anytime there is a sexual problem in the marriage, it is always assumed it is the man's fault. Sorry, guys. I stopped when these people have like horrible grammar. This guy's got horrible grammar. I'm fixing it as I go. Fault, or that he should up his game. Generally, this is true. You do need to up your game. I mean, it's the burner male performance, but some guys ain't going to accept this. Do you please her? ? Why don't you take her to vacation so she'll be more in the mood, I suppose he means, without the kids and all the chores. Yeah, chore play. We know chore play doesn't work. I mean, he seems to be on the right track right here. You need to massage her without any sexual connotation. Yeah, right, whatever, buddy. You need to help her around the house so she will be in the mood. More chore play. We know chore play doesn't work. I understand, and I think it's good and genuine advices. However, no, it's really bad advice. It just shows that generally women have many conditions for them to be in the mood, while men generally need to be alive and healthy. Men are expected to do much of the efforts. First off, let's start off with this. This is a guy who doesn't understand genuine desire. And we see this a lot with the Muslim community, that guys don't understand genuine desire in women. Listen to me, guys. When a woman genuinely desires you, she is going to do whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. As long as you're not like in the public street in front of like a bunch of people, trust me, your girl's going to be down. Any woman will verify this. If she is into you, she's ready to get down when you're ready to get down, as much as you're ready to get down, if not more. That men don't even know this shows how many guys are in miserable relationships and marriages with women who have absolute zero desire to be with them. I don't even know how you could be this clueless in 2021. I mean, we've got the entire internet. You can hate Red Pill. You guys know how I feel about Red Pill. I no longer call myself Red Pill, but the knowledge is, for the vast majority, for a great deal of it, it's pretty sound information in understanding female psychology, sexual dynamics between men and women and whatnot. It's unarguably very crystal clear and predominantly correct. But you guys know how I feel about Red Pill. I did a show on it and I talked about it. And so with this sort of information out there today, your excuse to be clueless when you could just Google. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to have, sympathy for guys nowadays. It's kind of hard to feel a sense of sympathy and mercy for dudes who like just are willfully ignorant at this point. I'm going over a Reddit post. This filled with soy boys. Yeah, I noticed this is filled with soy boys. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm on Reddit, but I don't use it actively. Yeah, I'm on enough platforms. I can't be everywhere at once. Anyway, going back. Where are we? So yeah. We young men generally get married with too many expectations. Dudes just want wives. I'm sorry, I'm going to break this down bit by bit. I was going to read this whole thing and go over it, but I'm just going to go with this right off the bat. Expectations that are coming from society and from preachers whose hearts are in the right place, honestly. I don't know what he means by too many expectations. I mean, the vast majority of brothers I talk to, they want some basic respect. They want a housewife, and they want to get married so they can get their halal on. Women, these sisters, they want massive mahars, massive weddings, crazy, exorbitant, like expensive, just over the top vacation honeymoons. They want the works. They're asking for stuff that it took their dad 50 years to build out of a guy who's like in his mid-20s. Tell me again how men are expecting too much. What is exactly that this guy is talking about when he says that men expect too much? I just covered the topic. It's like mismatched libidos. You're just gonna have to rewatch it, bro, from the beginning. I can't start over every time someone comes in. Society tells us that women need sex as much as men, so we think we are in for an easy ride, but it isn't the case most of the time. It needs at least some adjustments. This dude's grammar is horrible. Furthermore, we cannot expect a sister who has been preserving herself for years to want sex as much as her husband does. It would at least need some work most of the time. These are the type of guys that hate me. I guarantee you these are the type of guys that hate me. Because then I tell them, it's like, yo, I married a woman and she's like a cat in heat. And they're like, what? No, it's not like that. And I'm like, yo, I got 3 wives that are like cats in heat. And they're like, no, it's not like that. There's no way. Abuamerican's a liar. Guys have not experienced genuine desire. This is what I mean. Listen, guys, this sister, she's held on. If she's held on, let me tell you something. She's ready to bust up out of that hijab and that jilbab. Let Abuamerican repeat that. If that sister held on till marriage, she ready to bust up out of that jilbab. Bros, don't listen. When you go on your honeymoon, don't do that goofy stuff. Oh yeah, we're gonna have our first night together reading Quran and making raka'ahs. Hey, fine, you can read Quran or make raka'ahs, but on your honeymoon night, you know what that is? That's the night when you break the piggy bank open and you see what's inside there. Okay, the piggy bank ain't the piggy bank. The piggy bank is the jilbab. You open that up, you see what's in there. That's the night to do that. And the night you don't do that, she gonna be like, this dude is scared. He's scared to get me up out the jabab. She's like, oh man, what a buster. You're gonna be that sucker from day one. Because she wants out of it. And she's like, why isn't he going for this? What's going on? Then you're gonna put insecurities in her. And when she like does the female rationalization thing and it's over with, she's like, it's not me, it's you. You a sucker. No, he's wrong. There is no adjustment. You know what the adjustment is? Going from having your clothes on to having your clothes off. That's the adjustment. Trust me. You can hate me for it, but Abuamerican has been through this multiple times. You know how many times I've been married? More times than I ever thought I'd be. More times than I ever wanted to be. Trust Abuamerican. When that night hits, they waiting for the iron to strike. Guess who's got the iron? I'm just saying. If it's not like that, she ain't really down for you. If it ain't like that, I'm just being honest. If it ain't like that, she's just like, yeah, I married this guy. So, I settled for this guy. I'm just saying, she don't really want you if it's not like that. Let's continue reading. This is just frustrating. I read this before and I'm still frustrated. Preachers tell us, again, their hearts is in the right place. Get married to avoid temptation. It's correct. How's that not in the right place? Yeah, the heart's in the right place. There's no, I don't know what he's getting at. What's he's insinuating right at here? That's correct advice. Of course, marriage isn't about only that. No, obviously it isn't. But I understand why they tell us that. They want to encourage people to get married so they don't engage in fornication. Absolutely. And it's a completely valid reason to marry. It is a valid reason to marry just to fulfill your desires. It's a valid reason for her. It's a valid reason for him. It's a valid reason for both of them. It's a valid reason for one of them and not the other. Whatever the case may be, it's completely valid. So just throw that out the window that it's like that somehow this Disney love thing where you're just going to stand around all day holding each hand, staring each other's eyes, blinky faced. Whatever. However, they don't prepare men to this reality that they will need to be patient, sometimes very patient, while having to sleep every day with someone they find attractive, but who is simply not into that. I bet this has to even be said. If you're sleeping next to somebody who's attractive and they don't want you, that guess what that means? You're not attractive to them. She don't like you like that. Because if you're attractive and she's attracted to you, if you've got everything that you want, that she wants, or at least most of what she wants in a man, she ain't gonna be lying in the bed next to you like, well, man, it would be great if. No, she gonna be trying to turn up the heat in there. Let me tell you something. You know what happens when the heat turns on? Clothes come off because everybody's hot and sweaty. That's what she's gonna do when she's into you. It don't matter if you're Muslim or not. The difference between the Muslims and the non-Muslims is we get married to get that going on. But at the end of the day, when you hit that spot, when you hit the bedroom, all of the rest goes away. Okay, there's like some acts and whatnot, in terms of the halal and haram. But otherwise, it's like, really, there's no difference in that point. It's just straight hot Easter bunny. The Easter bunny's haram, but you know what I'm saying? That hot sweaty rabbit stuff going on in the bedroom. That's what happens. And yes, we are talking about sisters. This is why I always tell brothers, stop making the apotheosis of sisters. Like if they don't have desires themselves. They do. Just maybe she don't have desires for you, homie. You know why? Because you paid that 50,000 euro maher, not knowing that she charged you that much because she didn't really want you. She just didn't think you could afford it. Anyway. I wish someone would have told me. Obviously, nobody told you about my channel, did they? I'd have told you, homie. I'm married to a woman who is my wife and my best friend. He's in the friend zone. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop right here. Listen, your wife is not your friend. She's your intimate partner. She's your intimate partner, but she's not your friend. Okay? Your friend is your homies. That's your boys, your brothers. You go to the masjid and it's like, yo, that's my boy right there. That's my friend. Your woman is not your friend. She's your intimate partner. Yes, it's closer than your friend. You can be cool with each other. You can enjoy each other's company, but you're not her friend. Don't try and be your wife's friend. You know what her friends are? They're other women. You think she's attracted to her friends? I mean, unless she's lesbian or something. I hope she's not. What you doing marrying a lesbian? So, he's in the friend zone. Let's continue. His best friend. See, this is a problem. When you start treating her like a friend, this is what happens. Guys, listen. There's stuff you do with your wife that you don't do with your friends. There's things I like to do with my wives, little stuff, hey, what's up, girl? Give them a smack when they passing by, whatever. I don't do this to my friends. How's that the same? I don't get naked around my friends. I don't take a shower with my friends. You better not be taking showers with your friends either. Let me call you part of the Rainbow Coalition, the Alphabet Crew. Your wife is not your friend. Stop acting like she's your friend. She's not your friend. She's your intimate partner. She's closer than a friend. Y'all are cool. Obviously, you should be. But she's not your friend. And this is how you end up in these situations like this. You end up in situations like this with mismatched libidos by trying to be her friend. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Currently only Thursday and Friday. Show's going to come back on Monday, but about 10 p.m. because of the Maghrib Salah. So right now they're running about 10 p.m. my time, which is right now. It's 10:20 my time right now, only because of the Maghrib Salah. So let's continue. Best friend. We've been married for over 7 years now. Wow, mashallah, that lasted. I love her so much. I can't describe the love I have for her, and she has for me. She has for me. I got the best in-laws in the world, alhamdulillah, who accepted me as their son with open arms. Yeah, but you trying to get laid, homie. What's your in-laws? They good in-laws. You ain't married to the in-laws. The only thing, she isn't into sex and never has been. I'm going to call BS on that one. She's always like that, even at the beginning of our marriage. Yeah, because she hasn't liked you from the beginning of marriage. She just married you because you were available. You were the only guy that she could probably get to marry her. I'm just going to call it how it is. We have tried to explore this issue to see if it was me, if it was trauma or something. We tried to see if it was the pill, but it's not. What? Wait, if it was the pill. It was not, but the contraceptive pill still made things worse. Why is she taking the contraceptive pill? Y'all are married. I mean, for what reason are you taking? See, this is another sign right here. See, there's a red pill sign. The red pill sign. See, there's a red flag right here. Why is she taking the contraceptives? She doesn't want a kid with you. She's taking contraceptives because she doesn't want a kid with you. She doesn't like you to the point that she wouldn't want to carry your child. Why else is she taking the pill? She doesn't want your child. The idea repulses her, sort of like having sex with you. That's why you're not having any sex. We've had intimacy for like 5 times in the past year. Can you imagine getting married and smashing like once every 2 months? It's not even once every 2 months. That means you at least have it 6 times in a year, every other month. You ain't even getting that. You're like a month off somewhere. Every year. What you married for? What? What? This dude smashed 5 times in a year. Manigas. I'll pull that off in 2 days. What are you doing? 2 days is your year. My 2 days is your year. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. I'm young, under 30. Sorry. And she is older than me by a decade. She's older than him by a decade. Yeah, some things are starting to make sense here. So listen up, guys. Stop. Listen. Guys, this is where problems start. We're not in the 1400s. I'm not saying we don't abandon the religion, but the issue is this. This isn't the desert of Arabia in the sense that women have a lot of access and experience in the world right now. If she's a decade older than you, she has a decade of experience that you don't have. Now, in the desert of Arabia, like when Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, married Khadija radiallahu anha, if there was a decade difference between them, this is arguable. But if there was, she, in her lifetime, would have maybe met, I don't know, 3, 4 guys that'd be interested in marriage. In this day and age, a woman is meeting, or not meeting, but she's at least hearing from 300, 400 guys every year through social media. So what happened here is, I'll tell you what's happening right here. Because see, I'm going to tell you what happened. A decade older than him, she's had her experience. She had her alpha guy, and now she's just like, this is her beta provider. He just doesn't excite her. She's on cruise control now. I had my fun. I had my guy that I really liked, I loved, and I enjoyed having sex with. And this guy right here, he's here to take care of me. Why else would she stay in a sexless marriage? And really, if you're having sex 5 times a year, it's a sexless marriage. Why else would she stay in a sexless marriage for 7 years? Whoever she was married to before him, banged out. That's it. Homeboy got all the goods. You are getting nothing, homie. It's all gone. The tank is empty. The bucket, there's nothing in it. There's nothing left for you, my friend. This is why you should get a younger woman. Marry younger women. The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, advised it. He said he recommended it. He said, marry the young virgins. This is what he said. She doesn't have any health issues. We should tell you that she's not attracted to you. Listen, this guy, he's literally, he's seeing all the flags here, all the red flags, but because of his beta blue pill ideas of what love is and everything like this, he's looking right past what's glaring him in the face. She has no health issues, but she's just not into sex. She's not attracted to you. She doesn't want you. She doesn't desire you. She's literally repulsed by you. She does duty sex, and she does it as little as possible. She knows I need it, and I respect that, and offer to have intimacy on a regular basis, at least once a week. We tried it, but it made things worse. First, because it wasn't close enough for me and made me wanting it more. While when we don't have it, I don't feel the need as much. Second, because I know she isn't into it. She orgasmed first, and then after that, after she orgasms, she doesn't care much. She have a responsive sexual desire, and she's not faking it. It took me a long time to rule this out. Possibility. What? This dude's grammar is all over the place, but she's definitely not. She sees sex as something I need and that she might want occasionally. So she enjoy it when it happens, but that's it. Exactly. Taj said it, man. Taj, you the man. She's faking it. She done faked the orgasm. She's just trying to make you feel good, homie. She offered it once a week, and you didn't take it. And you know what? You know why she offered it once a week? Because she knew he wouldn't take it. That's why she offered it. Guaranteed, 100% she offered it because she knew he wouldn't take it. Because she knows he's a sucker. She knows he's weak, and she knows he's a buster, and that's why she don't like him. Because you ain't even got the backbone to take what she offers you. She don't like you. She just don't like you. Oh, I'm sorry about it. It matters worse. Sometimes she have her orgasm and I don't have mine because she's too tired or bored. listen to this. She's too tired or bored. He's literally spelling it out for himself here. She's bored. Why is she bored? Because you're not exciting. Because she's not attracted to you. And that's why she's bored. But you see, here's the thing. And brothers will hate me for telling these truths. This will be a guy who will hate me. This is a guy who will hate me on social media for the truths that I've told. Because you know what? It hurts to hear what I'm saying. Dude, listen to me, brother. If anybody ever gets back to you, if someone posts you this video, she don't like you. She's not attracted to you. She's repulsed by you. And she's doing whatever it's taking to keep the gravy train, aka you covering her cost in her life, going. She does the absolute minimum, and that absolute minimum is 5 times a year. And that's just sad. 5 times a year. She doesn't have any sexual fantasies at all. No, she doesn't have any sexual fantasies that she would share with you because she wouldn't want to carry any of them out with you. So when she looks at you and she internalizes, because we know women internalize everything. They are difficult. They are very difficult, and very, 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 they find it difficult to think outside the box. So when she's talking to you about intimacy and fantasies, you're not in there. So obviously she has no fantasies because they don't involve you, and she's talking to you about them. You're her friend. Remember? Friends don't talk about intimacy. I don't talk about my fantasies to my homies. Yo, bruh, I was thinking, touching. I don't know. That's my friend. We don't do that. But you're just my friend. Well, yeah, you put yourself in the friend zone. You know what? Now she's repulsed by the idea of talking about fantasies and intimacy with her friends. Imagine, brothers, imagine talking to your homeboys about your fantasies and whatever else and intimacy. What? Yo, bro, what would you think if I... Can you imagine that? Now, obviously, this is what you're doing to your wife because she's your friend. And she's looking at you like, he's my friend talking like that. It's disgusting. Oh, somebody get this creep. You're the creep. The only difference between you and the regular creep is you're married to her. You're just a creep, but you're married to her. She's just not a sexual person. She's not a sexual person with you. She would agree to have sex to please me, but I can't accept that. Rich Cooper is right. Men love to make their lives complicated. Men love to complicate their own lives. Men love to complicate their own lives. If he would take her up on that offer, he'd find out how much she doesn't like him really fast. You know why? Because when he came every day to smash out because she made that offer, there'd come a point where she now would be in his position. His position is, I want more, but I can't get it. Her position is, I want less, but I'm getting it. I know he won't take it. So if you flip that script, guess what? She's going to be on Reddit complaining. My husband always wants me and I don't want to. It's so disgusting. I don't like him. Blah, 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 blah. She'd be some anonymous sister on Reddit complaining about how her husband is spousal raping her or something. He needs to smash out and then just let the chips land where they land. As for solutions, polygamy needs to be ruled out. I don't want it. She doesn't want it. And the law of the land definitely doesn't want it. No, you want it. It's just you think if you say you don't want polygyny, she's going to give you more hoo-ha. That's what you think. Obviously, you want to have more sex. So obviously, this should be an option. But no, if you marry again and you start getting your smash out, you know what that's going to do? It's going to put her in the hot seat. That's why she doesn't want it. She doesn't want it because it's going to put her in the hot seat. She knows, just like every other woman is, that if another woman comes along and starts giving them that hot monkey rabbit bangings, you know what? She's going to be like, you remember Sesame Street back in the days? One of these kids is doing their own thing. One of these kids is not the same. One of these kids is doing their own thing. Now it's time to say her name. Let's not bang a lot. And you're going to be sitting there looking at Miss Bang a lot like, yo, well, about this, the way my life is set up about right now, sister. Yeah, you think you're gonna let me go 5 minutes early here? It's gonna wreck the relationship. She knows it too. It's not that she doesn't want the multiple wives. What she wants is you not to get what you want, because that means she becomes useless. Because that leaves her in two positions. She's going to have to pack her bags. She's going to have to up her game. She doesn't want to up her game. She doesn't want to compete with another woman. Because when you're like sitting there, like, oh, it's almost time to go. Oh, it's almost time to go. Oh, got to go to the other wife. She's going to be over there mad knowing that the clock's ticking for her. So, yeah. It's not that you don't want polygyny. You just think she's going to love you more and then give you more hoo-ha if you say something like that. It's a lie. Stop lying to yourself. Last year, I came to terms with the fact that I won't ever be happy sexually speaking, and I decided to accept it. Let me repeat that. Last year, I came to terms with the fact that I won't ever be happy sexually speaking, and I decided to accept that. Tell me again why Abuamerican's a bad guy. Guys like, Abuamerican's been married and divorced so many times. Oh, he's so terrible. Yeah, okay. But you know what Abuamerican ain't gonna do? I ain't gonna live a miserable life like this guy. Go ahead and tell me how this guy is so much more praiseworthy than me. Go ahead, please. Tell me how much greater and how much better he is than me. Stay miserably happy for the rest of miserably married for the rest of his life. Well, Abuamerican's happy. Pathetic. Pathetic. My last resort is to find a pill or something to lower my libido. So now this guy wants to basically chemically castrate himself. My last resort is to find a pill or something to lower my libido. Why don't you just go ahead and get castrated, bro? Just get it. Just go Enoch, man. Just cut your whole Johnson off. I mean, why not? You're not getting any anyway. You're not using that thing. You're not going to use it on another sister who's out there waiting for you somewhere with all that energy. Some sisters out there right now thinking, that dude, I need him. You ain't going to use it on her. So just cut it off, bro. You ain't using it. Just throw it in the ditch somewhere or something. Do you have any suggestion in that regard? Yeah, cut it off and throw it in the ditch, homie. It's useless. You make us, your man card should be stolen, taken from you, revoked. I'm really sorry for the rant talking about a very private issue. I hope I didn't offend anyone. You offended me just by posting this dumb stuff. And then, you know, I wrote this guy a response. I wrote him a response. Selena, shut up. Really, Selena, if you don't shut up, I will block you off this channel. Selena, if you don't go ram your head in the wall or something so that your brains, you know, like when you got magnets and like they show you the polarities and it's off balance, go ram your head in the wall so the polarity is back to normal, please. So anyway, I gave this guy a response and I gave him a measured and a polite response. But I told him the truth. Your woman's not attracted to you. Guess what Reddit guys did? They deleted my comment. They said, you know, it's only for married people. So I wrote them an email. They said, if this is incorrect, you're married, write us. I wrote them. I told them I'm married. Guess what they did? They deleted the comment anyway. And they're in here giving this guy bad advice. I mean, some of the worst advice you can find. Like, let's see. Like, listen to this. Let's try a food analogy. So as a guy, I'm almost always hungry. I can eat anytime. My wife, on the other hand, doesn't get hungry as often, which is unfortunate because I enjoy eating with her. However, I noticed that if I go for a walk with my wife, she gets hungry. Now I can share the meal with her more often. You get what I'm saying? No, I don't get what you're saying. What the hell does that mean? What? How does this guy actually, where is the actionable advice in there? What? What kind of advice is this? Oh, gosh. Bye, Selena. Oh, I mean, where is another one? I haven't read that one. That's a new one. There's a bunch of new comments on here. So anyway, a bunch of bad advice. If you go in there and you read that stuff, it's a bunch of bad advice. I just block Selena, ignore her. She's gone. Guys, when I talk about this stuff, when I talk, you know, and people hate me for it, this is why. I'm telling them uncomfortable truths that they don't want to hear. No guy wants to hear your wife doesn't like you, she's not attracted to you. Women don't like that I'm out here telling the secrets. That I'm telling her husband, hey, you know what? It sounds like your wife's not attracted to you. And that's why I get a lot of hate. Selena's a dork. The food, yeah, it's just the food analogy. It's a mess. It doesn't even make any sense. Someone, whoever knows this guy, they need to talk to this guy. They need to tell him the truth. His wife doesn't like him. His wife is dealing with him because she has a need. And that need is financial. It's not physical. And his need is physical. He's giving her what she wants. He's not getting anything that he wants. This is not how marriage works anyway, not Islamically. He has rights and she's not providing them. And to the point that he's on Reddit ranting about it 5 times a year and he's under 30. It's a mess here. It's really a mess. I'm checking just the comments here, guys. You guys been dropping the stuff. I'd agree. Marriage not go full caveman. Absolutely. Why not? That's what you're there for. Well, that's what she's there for. You know, I gave an analogy to a brother. He was talking to me about this, I'm going to take it easy and like wait a few days and whatever else. I'm like, look, man. And I gave actually a food analogy, but it was a better food analogy than the one that the Reddit people gave. And I was like, look, she's like a steak and you're a hungry man and the steak is hot. Now you're telling me you're going to go to a restaurant and be like, just let that steak sit there. I'm going to look at it hot, smoldering. I'm just going to let it sit. I'm going to stare at it and be like, oh, man, that thing's amazing. Oh, it looks good. Oh, look at it steam. And you gonna let the steak get cold. That's what happens when you guys do all this waiting stuff and don't go full caveman. The steak gets cold, aka she stops liking you because it's like, why ain't you eating the steak, homie? It's hot. It's juicy right now. Then you let it sit there, get cold and dry out. We ain't talking about steak when we talk about getting cold and drying out either, guys. I'm being polite here. Don't let the steak dry out. It's hot and juicy right now. Get that sucker. Just saying. Unless you want to end up in this guy's marriage, that's what you want to do. You want to end up like this guy. Wow, making fun of polygyny. This might be kufr. It's part of the religion. They should make fun of a part of religion. I covered this one. Schedules. Yeah, I don't. This right here. I don't even know if this. Generally, there, as far as I know, it's not even permissible without a reason to just take birth control as a Muslim couple. It's not permissible as far as I know. I mean, if someone knows something other than this, let me know. But I don't know that that's even permissible. I mean, this is a reason, but it's like, what do you need to regulate your menses for? You get your menses, you get your menses. Just, if you're married, what does it matter? What do you need regulated menses for? You're on your menses, you can't have no action. You off your menses, you can have action. Really, it's that simple. I don't know what the whole bunch of, regulating it's for. It don't even make sense. For what? Just let it run how it runs. That's how you was created. Let it fly. Yep, right there. He married for the friendship and chore play. Well, he wanted a friendship. He's married to his best friend. Now he's in the friend zone, married. This might be a possibility. I can't imagine. Yeah, it might be a possibility. Allah, man. I mean, that just sounds crazy. You know what I mean? 5 times a year, even for a woman, that's like, that don't make no sense. Yes. Unfortunately, he reflects the mindset of a lot of Muslim men in the West. Absolutely, he does. This is a massive problem. And I don't even know where it comes from, because this wasn't how to sell it for. Even Aisha radiallahu anha said the messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, was like 100 men. They enjoyed their stuff. It's not, there was no shyness in admitting to this type of stuff. There was shyness in people admitting into their haram, into their evil deeds and whatnot, and doing this in a haram way. There was shyness and there was shame in that. But from a permissible standpoint, there's hadith talking about this. Now all of a sudden everybody's so righteous and pious. To be honest, I'm not saying we're out here talking about our business just openly and freely. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just like they gone to some whole next level stuff where it's like now it's like, oh, these women are angels and we can't defile them. Okay, buddy. All right. Tell me how that works for you. Let me see how it's working with this brother. Yeah, exactly. They'll bring this example and it's a completely different one. But if a woman's over 35 and she's somewhat pretty and still single, never been married, she's probably a bit of a cuckoo. That's a reasonable assumption to come to. Remember what I said about sisters that are over 40 on matrimonial applications? There's something wrong with that woman. I mean, she's a loser. If you're over 40, if you're 40 or over, I mean, we can claw this back to the mid 30s, but definitely in your 40s as a woman on a matrimonials app, I mean, you are such a loser. You are the McDonald's fry cook guy living in his parents' basement playing video games of women. That's you. It's unarguable. There's something wrong with you. In the same way, a woman looks at guys that, like I said, live in their basement and do all this incel, whatever insults they throw at guys who are not doing the stuff that they think men should be doing. That's those women. You're the female equivalent of those guys. 100%. 100%. There's something severely wrong with that woman, and you should avoid them like the plague. Well, be careful with them accusations in the comment, man. An accusation of zina requires 4 witnesses. In the Muslim country that's ruled under Sharia, you can get lashed for that, for making a false accusation like that. So be careful with that, guys. There's requirements. There are requirements. Like there's a requirement for the salah of wudu and whatnot and khushu'. There's requirements for making the accusation of zina. So if you don't have those requirements, be careful with making those statements. More red flags in the Chinese parade, yeah. He said, Abuamerican, if you post your reply in that subreddit, it will get disliked by 100 plus people. Women don't like getting exposed, and Sims will disagree with you. Absolutely. But that's the thing about the truth, man. People don't like the truth. People always say, tell me the truth. I want to hear it. They don't want to hear it, man. You tell people pleasant lies, things that massage their back. Oh, yeah, no, it's not like that, man. She just needs you to wash that one extra cup, make it dirty and wash it in front of her, make sure she sees you wash it, and then dry it and put it away. They want to hear that stuff. They don't want to hear, what, your wife just don't like you. She's not attracted to you, and she finds you repulsive and disgusting. And to the point that she's going to take contraceptives so she doesn't even have your kid. Guys don't want to hear that. It hurts. But maybe you need to hear it. Yeah. Oh, my. Some of these comments, boy, you guys are out of pocket. This is true. The guy needs serious help. He needs serious help. He really does. And it's unfortunate that he's going through this. But then if you go down in there into that Reddit and you look at the comments, none of that information that people are giving him will help him. I mean, there's new comments there, so I can't say all of it. But what I saw when I first went there, Thank you, Taj, for covering the information here. I'm finally catching up to the comments here. Whew. What's this here? Abuamerican, you have changed my life and made me a better man. Wallahi, by the rub of the 7 heavens, changed my life. Alhamdulillah, I hope it's for the better, bro. I ain't trying to tell nobody to do nothing evil. I ain't telling people out here to do something, crazy. I'm just trying to tell dudes, understand what you're looking at when you see it and take action accordingly. And if it's changed your life for the better, then Allahumma barak feek. May Allah accept it from you. I mean. Selena is banned, so you welcomed her back far too early. Oof. Dang, guys, y'all got some hella comments here. I can't keep up with all stuff. There's a lot. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to go over the comments. and I don't want to be sitting here silent on the camera forever, but it's just like, I want to answer questions, cover some stuff that people cover here. That's a good question. How many people in the chat are actually married? I'm actually curious how many people in the chat are actually married. That is interesting. I know some of these brothers are married. I know some of these brothers, and I know that they're married, but it would be interesting to know how many of my viewers are actually married. And all y'all women who are married to me in the comments, don't raise your hand. Shush. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's usually average or below average men who tend to hide from the first wife that they got a second wife. I was talking to a brother just today. He hit me up on Instagram. And, he was asking me about, should he, what did he say? Should I, start off with, in an early meeting that I'm into polygyny and whatnot. And I was like, look, man, don't even get into that stuff with the women. I was like, just make yourself into a man that women would share. Because if you're an average dude, why does she need to share you? She can get 100 average dudes that don't want to share. But if you're above average, then she's gonna have to stop and think like, you know what, this guy's a dime. He's like one in a million. He's not one of a million. He's one in a million. I'm gonna have to make some compromises here to get this guy to get on his team. So be that guy. And that was my point to the guy. Be that guy. Then you don't have to worry about all that type of stuff. But if you're just some regular dude and he's like, I got some, and I told him, I said, study religion, get good at your career, get your money right, get your fitness right, get your confidence up and your competence up and this type of stuff. He's like, I study religion. I'm like, yeah, but there's a lot of brothers that study religion. That's still not special. It's a beautiful thing and it's necessary. Alhamdulillah. That's the most important thing to study. But it's so common that it's not special to women because women have more than one attraction marker. And if you just tick one box and there's a brother over here that ticks 5 boxes, well, guess what? Brother 5 boxes is going to be ticking her box. You know what I'm saying? And if there's a brother over there that ticks like all the boxes and then he's got extra, well, he's the brother who gets to marry the sister and her best friend. So who do you want to be? Guys putting the cart in front of the horse and then wondering why it's not, why it's not running fast enough. It's very common now. I think we see now how Christianity fell apart. It was probably their women, taking from the book and leaving from the book what they wanted, taking some of this, leaving some of that. Maybe some of the guys did it too. I don't know. But yeah, this is a massive problem nowadays. Yeah. Well, this goes back to this whole thing. Dudes are out here listening to this hype. Oh yeah, you need to be her best friend and she needs to be comfortable with you and she needs to be like this and like that, and her feet's got to be up and rubbed and massaged with baby oil and then sprinkled with, talcum powder. I don't know what the heck you sprinkle on a woman's foot because I don't massage feet. I don't do that stuff. So I don't know. I mean, but whatever those guys say you have to do in order to make your woman attracted to you, other than just show up. I just gotta show up. If I show up, guess what? It's like, get off, woman, back. It's like I'm like, let me sit down first. Just, I gotta fight them off, dude. You over here washing dishes, really? It's like that out there? Is it really like that out there? Oh, Akbar. May Allah aid you, brothers. It's not a shared experience. It is not a shared experience. I've been married and divorced more times than I'd like to be. I've said it before, and that has never been a problem. Up until the day we separated, it's just like, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, yeah? Like that? Bang, bang, bang. How you married for 7 years and it ain't like that? I'm getting divorced tomorrow, and we out it like just throwing furniture and breaking furniture, homie. Brothers out here are suffering. It's bad, man. Because some women can bleed for a couple of months at a time. Oh, okay. All right, now I get you. All right, I understand now. But I think there's other ways to regulate the menstruations, though. I'm pretty sure there's some other way to regulate the menstruation other than the pill. Yeah, okay. So now I understand what you're talking about, sister. Mystery beauty. I understand now. Okay, I get you. Yeah, I've heard about cases like this where sisters will bleed for like, or not sisters, just women in general. They'll just have like cycles that are like, so irregular that they're almost on their cycle more than they're off of it. I get you. But I think there's like some ways to regulate that other than on birth control. Yeah, and his wife definitely sounded like she was on something different for sure. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I agree and I disagree. I mean, I'm the one who coined red pill rot. I talked about red pill rot on a show. I did, just a whole show about red pill rot, and why I find it problematic. I don't think brothers should be going into it. It does have some problems, but at the same time, it has some very solid information that's undeniably correct. The problem is, are you gonna, succumb to red pill rot if you enter into that realm and into that circle? Allahu alam. I don't know. And so, since you don't know how every person's going to react, how every person's iman is, what it's going to do to them, it's probably best to just stay out of it. Understand the realities of the world and women and whatnot, and yourself and men, and then go from there and try and stay out of those circles because it's filled with people who don't share our ideologies as Muslims. They have or they lack morals and ethics that we have. And then what they do is they try, and it makes logical sense, and that's the problem with it. It makes logical sense from the sense that, yes, okay, when you observe what they're talking about, it's absolutely true. But then they want to, and they clearly say you can't, it's not moral. You remove the morality out of it. Okay, yeah, fine. How does that work for you as a Muslim? It doesn't. And so it becomes problematic. I wouldn't say it's dangerous, but it's problematic, you know? Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have a comfort married to an older sister. No issue in the bedroom, was pretty regular. But her insecurities and suspicion became incessant, especially as she hit her 40s. Yeah, this is an issue with like older sisters. They get insecure because younger women. They know how it is. They know younger women, they can't compete with them. And at the end of the day, the sisters aren't going to like to hear this, but the reality is their primary value is a sexual one. And when I say their primary value is a sexual one, I'm not just boiling them down to a sex object, but the reality is there are younger versions of them everywhere. And men really like younger women. It's just a simple fact. It's a biological fact that we can't ignore. Even the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, said, marry the young, fertile virgins. He said it himself. So it's just like, this is not something that you can throw brothers under the bus for desiring, because the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, that was what he advised one of his companions to do, to marry those women who were younger. When the man said that he wanted to marry a matron, he says, why didn't you marry, a younger woman who's a virgin, fertile? And the man gave his reasons for not doing it. But the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, what did he advise the man to do? So it's not something that's evil of men. It's just how it is. Women who likes a guy that much will never get tired of his attention and intimacy. Remember that whenever she rejected you. This has been my experience. I've had women, we're not together anymore. This has never been a problem. And we kind of like, in a sense, hated each other, but that was never an issue. Attraction is not negotiable. You can't negotiate attraction with your wife by doing dishes and taking her nice places. You're just that creepy guy who wants to get in her pants and is doing stuff to get in her pants. You're creepy. You just happen to be married to her at the same time. So you can't negotiate that attraction. You're that weirdo that keeps doing all that stuff. It's like, oh, I know what you want. Oh, hi, how are you? And then she's like to her friends, like, oh my gosh, I wish he'd go away. He's always trying to do stuff for me. I know what he wants. You're that guy. You're just her husband. But I'm a bad guy. Abuamerican's the bad guy because I ain't going to live like that. Even though, alhamdulillah, I've never had that problem. But I wouldn't live like that. If I was that guy, all right, baby girl, here's what's going to happen. We gonna take you up on that once a week until you run out the door, or we gonna get somebody else in here who can do your job for you since you struggling. We're gonna get you some help up in here. You know, like when McDonald's and the employees can't handle the work, they're gonna hire, hiring now. We need some help to get you guys some help. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. But you ain't gonna sit on this hot seat and not do something. So yeah. Yeah, that's just the number one tropism they throw at you. Oh, you hate women. Okay. Well, then why do I understand them so well and have so many, Why are my women happy? Well, let them say what they want to say, bro. You just be happy. Make sure you've learned what you need to know to keep your life in the way you want it. When women are happy, you're going to be happy. And that's not a happy wife, happy life. It's just you understand how to run the show. You are the commander. You're the general. You know how to keep the boat sailing smoothly. You know how to keep the command structure in order. You know how to make your unit run in optimal condition. You can't do that without knowledge. There you go. Let them do what they want to do, man. As long as you're happy. Don't get married legally. I've been telling y'all brothers this for months. You must be new here. Don't get married legally. I've said this like on almost every show since I can't remember when. I'll say it again. Legal marriage does not benefit you as a Muslim. If you get legally married, but you're not married under the Sharia, she's still haram to you. If you get divorced and you didn't get divorced in the Sharia, she's still halal to you. What does legal marriage do for you? Either she's haram to you or she's halal to you. And legal marriage cannot provide that to you. Marriage in front of the state doesn't provide halal or haram to you in regards to a woman. It doesn't benefit you. Why do it? It doesn't even make sense for you as a Muslim to pursue legal marriage. Not unless it's like for visa purposes. If you got a wife and you're bringing her from the bush back in the village or whatever else, it makes sense because then you got to get her visa paperwork or whatever else. But otherwise, if she's in a Western country and you're in a Western country, absolutely 0 sense to get legally married. Marry in front of Allah as you're supposed to. Khalas. Nothing else is going to help you. Nothing else. Mishfaida. 0 benefit for legal marriage. Don't make any sense. That's how you deal with it. Don't do it. Yeah, that happens to some women. There's a percentage of women, they remain infertile after coming off the pill. Most women, their fertility returns after like 3 or 4 months after coming off the pill. It doesn't just start immediately. MashaAllah, barakallah feek, homie. All the best to you, inshallah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, this was about that Reddit post. Yeah, the one I put in the membership area. I talked about it. For you guys who don't know, as you see, Kamaru is like a member. I gave them a heads up a day ahead to go ahead and take a look at the post and whatnot and let them know that this is what we're going to be talking about today. So, sometimes I give these guys heads up. I'll be dropping some more information for these guys here. Now that I finished that book, I'm going to be dropping some more videos for members only. I mean, I've talked about this multiple shows. Study your religion, get your religion right, your religious knowledge right. The doubt to Salafiyah method only. Get your money right, aka your career and your money right. Get your body right, fitness. Learn how to fight. Get your confidence up. Get some competence by traveling and whatnot, and just seeing the world and like learning how to like socially adjust and be socially, a person who's not socially inept. Boom. And you're going to be killing 90% of all men, not just Muslim ones. When it comes to Muslim men, you're going to be in the top like point something percent. You're going to be way up on the scale in terms of attractiveness. And in terms of men in general, you're going to be in the top 10%, inshallah. And I told his brother today, it's work, but it's not like insurmountable work. It's not something that's impossible. It's hard work. It's a lot of work, but That's the difference between you and guys who aren't high value. You're willing to do the work. So do the work. Work on yourself. Everything else is going to come easy, inshallah. Not really. My biggest fear is that I won't have any free time for myself. Being married to multiple wives requires a lot of time management. One must have total control of his life. Yeah, you should. Absolutely. But it's not as crazy as you think it is, homie. It's not really that complicated. It really isn't. If you're doing stuff like, I prefer to have my women under one roof. If you're like driving like an hour, a day, between houses and whatever else, it's gonna take a lot of your time a day just in transportation. If you're not dealing with your women properly and they're just constantly congruence testing you and giving you a hard time, then all you're doing, then you're basically you're an unpaid firefighter. You're just putting out fires here, putting out drama there, putting out drama there. You're just basically an unpaid firefighter. Actually, you're paying to be a firefighter because you got to cover all the costs of your women. So if you don't have your understanding and comprehension of women right, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be hard work. You're just gonna be running in circles. And they're gonna be running you ragged. But if you got your life right, gosh, man, this stuff was like, in PUA terms, they call this self-spinning plates. Spinning plates. Obviously, we can't do this to Muslim men, but in terms of like your wives, you should understand this concept and how it works. And they self-spinning plates, man. Get them take care of themselves, self-care. But I talk about this also in the vetting guide, that self-care is something you need to look out for women. You need to test for this. There's also a whole subreddit called Dead Room. Some guys and girls haven't had intimacy with their spouse in months. It's something like it's really common. Yeah, Roland Tomasi talks about it called starfish sex. It's apparently a problem. It's not one I would tolerate. Not Abuamerican. You know. So there's subreddit for everything. But if you're a high value man, you can decide to wake up tomorrow, get a new wife, and your other wives will remain. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Yeah, absolutely. They might not like it. They'll give you a hard time. But like going back to what I was saying, if you're doing your job right, they're gonna be like, all right, they're gonna give you a hard time. Women are jealous. Don't act like Let's not act like there isn't jealousy factors in here. Like these women don't have like hissy fits, even though they understand what it's hitting for. My wives understand what it's hitting for in terms of Abuamerican is always gonna get married again. It doesn't mean that I don't like have to deal with some goofy every once in a while. Absolutely. Exactly. It's just a part. It's just exactly. Thank you, Taj. It's in the toolbox, man. It's the toolbox. Man, you guys got the comment thing going on today. Good one. And I think it's an important question. Would you want to ask some question? What is your question, Ridwan? I ain't see no question. What are you talking about? Let me scroll back up here. There's so much going on here. I don't see anything. I'm like scrolling through these comments like at 100 miles a second. Ridwan, I ain't seen your question, man. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm all the way back up to this sister talking about the period, and you don't have a question there, so I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I ain't seen your question. Yeah, that's a question. Or you drop a super chat. I'll definitely see it then. Then it pops up on my screen, but I haven't seen your question, bro. Sorry. So I know, right there. So I ain't the only one who ain't seen it. Just stop the passive aggressive. Yes, absolutely. There we go. Thank you. It's bad when a woman got to tell you stop being passive aggressive. That's really bad, Ridwan. Just drop the dang question, man. What are you talking about? What's your opinion on Kevin Samuels? I know he's a Muslim, but he's devout Baptist and has some respect for Islam. He has Sunni friends. I mean, he's doing work that's necessary for his community, and his community is the African American community. I mean, in specific. Although it does have some general layover, to other communities, obviously. But when it comes down to the African American community, I think he's doing work that's absolutely necessary. I don't really watch a lot of his material. I watch it every once in a while. I get a good laugh out of it. The dude's hilarious, But I don't really watch a lot of his material anymore. At first, I was like, wow, okay, this guy's dropping it. It's good to, it's good. Not what I'm saying good, but it was just like interesting watching and stuff at the start. But now I don't really watch a lot of it. I think he's doing necessary work. He does his job very well, his online job. And I think it's necessary. I don't think he's doing a bad thing necessarily. He don't have a question. If I see another comment from him without asking a question, I'm gonna ban him. There you go. You had it from a woman who's had kids. Pregnant woman can do everything like normal, just don't ride the roller coaster. Just don't ride a roller coaster. Do you advise marrying a sister from the West or a Muslim country? It's a tough one, man. I mean, I know brothers who've married sisters from the West and they're happy. I mean, I just had a one-to-one consultation with a brother. He's married a sister from the West. He's absolutely happy. It seems like his wife's happy. I think it can work. It's just, are you doing your part of the work that's going to make everything work out? You know, 90% of what goes on or what goes wrong in relationships is the guy is not doing his part in terms of keeping things together. Because you're the commander. At the end of the day, you are the commander of the army. You're the general. So what does that mean? General means it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. And because women have more attraction markers than men, it doesn't take a lot for us to be attracted, but it takes a lot for women to be attracted. That means it's just unfortunate. You know, the work is yours. And you're not doing the work just for the woman. That's not why you're doing it. You're doing it for you. So you can have everything you want, the way you want it, including your women. But it's not exclusively for her. So you can marry these women out of the West, you know, these sisters, you know, you got to do your vetting properly. And you got to make sure you do your work entirely. I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with like all of the sisters out here. It's just, you know, you got to do more work out here in terms of your vetting and taking care of yourself and what it takes. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Muslim man. You know, but it says here, sometimes the less time you spend with each wife, the better she craves your attention more and values her time with you. You know what they say, familiarity breeds contempt and distance makes fondness grow. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd agree with that. You may be depressed by hearing this. I came here to hear real problems, not children. I think he should not even be married. This guy is not matured. Well, you know, the truth hurts. Like I said, people don't want to hear the truth, man. It's ugly. So yeah, but don't get depressed. Just make sure it doesn't end up being you. Then you're really gonna know depression, homie. There's a mixed bag here. She said that a woman has to accept polygyny in general, but she doesn't have to want or practice it personally. Is that right? I mean, yeah, a woman has. If you sign a marriage contract saying no polygyny, that marriage contract is valid. That's valid. That's a valid condition she could put in there. I went off on it. I was incorrect in going off on it. It turns out it is a valid condition. And I think, I don't know if I ever made that video. I wanted to make a video saying that, you know, I was talking about it. I went off on an epic rant at one point. I still wouldn't accept it from a woman. That's her right to put it in there. I wouldn't accept it from a woman. But now you have another issue that Islamically, a man has zero obligation to tell his wife that he's taking another wife, and he has zero obligation to tell the woman that he's going to marry that he has a wife. He's not obligated to do this Islamically. He can just do it. So now we have an issue here. It's like, okay, if it's not in your marriage contract, you can do whatever you want then. You ain't got to tell your wife. You can show up, hey, look what I got. You know, and she's going to be like, oh, what? She might get mad, but you are 100% within your rights to do that if it's not in your marriage contract. So she doesn't have to practice it. But now she's married to you and it wasn't in the marriage contract. Well, I don't want to practice. I don't want to be in a polygamous marriage. Well, you should have put that in the marriage contract. You know, now you got a problem here. So now the shayukh that you speak to, you're going to have to talk to him about this dilemma. You're going to have to get more information, whoever these shayukh may be. Because now, you see the dilemma here? It seems like YouTube is hiding my question. Well, if there's any vulgarity in it or any sort of curse words in it or anything like this, improprieties, yes, then it's going to, any sort of improper statements, yes, YouTube is not going to post your question. So maybe reword it. Yeah, Ridwan, then there's something that's in your post that's considered to be vulgar. And so YouTube is not posting it. That's why. So you're going to have to reword it. Well, salam. It's always good. I'm always good. Alhamdulillah. Did you give any off-camera nasia to Myron? I like his podcast, but he continues to drink, commits in a scam. I asked him to come on the show. I talked to him today. I asked him to come on the show. I haven't got a response from him yet, though. But I talked to him today. I hit him up on Telegram, and I asked him to come on, and we chop it up since he's like a big thing right now, with, everybody talking about him. I asked him to come on. I don't know if he's going to come on or not because, he has a specific brand, and the way he runs things. So maybe he will, maybe he won't. We're cool. I know that, but I don't know if he's going to come on or not. I asked him to come on the show. We'll see what he does. I have a crazy idea in my head. I tend to want to view disbelief women's right hand positions. Is it just me, or is it's a trick from Shaitan? He uses with other Muslim men as well. Yeah, you're being tricked by Shaitan. Right hand position has, again, conditions and and rulings to it. I was just reading about this today, that even in combat, when you have right hand positions, you can't just take them. They're distributed, from the Muslim ruler or the general or whoever's in charge at the time. It's not just something you just go around like, hey, you come here, and you snatch them up, and then that's that. It doesn't work like that. You should really speak to the ulama on these topics, bro. So yeah, well, man, that took a long time to catch up all those comments. Finally, guys, hour and 17 minutes, man. Hey, Abuamerican, I heard a YouTuber saying that a man wants to be in a polygynous relationship for one reason only, and that's to smash, because he can get love, nurturing, affection from one wife. Okay. I mean, was this guy Muslim? Was this YouTuber Muslim? Because then when he says that, he's starting to talk about the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him. He's talking about Sulaiman, alayhi salam. He's talking about the companions of the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him. He's talking about some of our ulama. He's talking about some of the greatest people in Islam. Okay. Talking about Hassan and Hussein. All right, fine. If that's his opinion, fine. I mean, I like women. I like women in all ways because I get along with women. I enjoy the company of women. I don't want to be, whatchamacallit, I don't want to be friends with them. I don't have any female friends. I don't keep female friends, but I enjoy their company in all ways, including physically. So, it's a fair enough reason. It's even considered to be a reason to get married. It's just to smash. Like I said, it's a completely permissible reason. Why are guys promoting these ideas that are not from Islam? Listen to the speech of our ulama. This is a permissible reason to get married. Where's the problem? You know what the problem is? He can't do it. So now he's mad. So now he has to try and crap on something that's completely permissible. Listen to that again. He's crapping on something that's completely permissible. For what reason? He should be careful and be careful. Be careful and listen to these people. They need to be careful. No. Why should I? Let me go back and say this. Do you have a hard time being fair to them? No. Why should I? I want to marry for companionship. Being a wife appeals to me more than being a mother. I just want to smother my husband with love. Alhamdulillah. Just don't do like that, sister. Be intimate with your husband 5 times a year. He's talking about Mehdi Tijani. Really? I don't know. I talked to that brother. We're supposed to do a show together. I'll ask him if we get this show lined up because he and I are supposed to do a show together. I've been talking to him on Instagram, and he and I were talking about lining up a show. So if this is a position, I'm going to talk to him about it. I'm going to ask him about it. You know, it's a very dangerous position and statement to make because I can hold on. You know what? Let's just do it right now. Hold on. We're going to do it right now. Hold on. Let's get YouTube up here. Let me see. I'm looking for a talk from one of our ulama about marriage. Let me see if I can find it because I can't remember the wording to use in the search engine. I'm getting all sorts of crazy videos, but not the one I want. Let me see. Find it. Sorry, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Nah, I can't find it. When I find it, I'll put it in the comment sections as its own post, inshallah, and you guys can watch it. It's here on YouTube. What was it? What was the wording I used? Anyway, I can't find it, guys, and I'll be sitting here searching the whole time for it. Anyway, it's a permissible reason. I'll post it when I find it, inshallah. I was gonna play it here for you guys, but I can't find it right now. If I could remember which of the ulama it was that said it, I could put his name in the search, but I forgot who it was. And there's just a whole bunch of junk popping up here, man. People I never listened to. Ooh, look at this. What's this right here? Helping the Husband Marry a Second Wife by Sheikh Salah Al Fawzan. Let me save this one right here. Let me open this up as a new tab. I gotta watch that in a minute. I didn't watch that one. Okay, so anyway, we'll come back to that. I'll find it for another show, inshallah. I talked to him. We'll see what happens, inshallah. No, it wasn't Sheikh Al-Albani. I'm positive it wasn't Sheikh Al-Albani because it was a video. And it was a pretty clear video. It was like a digital recording. It wasn't Sheikh Al-Albani. I'm positive it wasn't. Okay, inshallah. May Allah accept it from you. Ameen. Jazakallah khair. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's been like an hour and 25 minutes. Tomorrow's show will not be airing. Sorry, guys. There'll be no Eben Phillips show. I'll be traveling. I'll probably just drop some travel videos here and there. Mostly on Twitter. You can keep up with there. I am driving south. I'm heading south. Be on like a multi-day tour. But I will be uploading that stuff to. The heck was with the camera, man? What is it? The thing? It always like does that. I will be uploading all that stuff to Twitter and Instagram, inshallah. No, not Instagram, but Twitter for sure. I might do like a full-length video like I did with the last one when I went to France to shop and all that type of stuff. But there will be no Eben Philip. Sorry, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.